Hello, welcome to the third video of my tutorials. I want to try and touch on things that people don't really do when you look through YouTube, and this is one of the things that I see coming up quite often, is what you need for producing. And the amount of answers people get is just ridiculous. I mean, like, I'm only going off what I use, so obviously that's my basis. I'm not a professional in any way, shape or form, but if it works for me, then I don't understand why people are just answering people with ridiculous fucking options. It's just ridiculous. I don't even know why people even bother. I looked on one the other day on one of the groups on Facebook, and the question was, which you get quite often, what PC, computer, laptop do I need to produce music, either record bands or EDM or whatever? And they're coming back with i9, 64-bit RAM, 20 cores, fucking, oh my god, it's ridiculous. And I looked through one of the pages because the person who answered it, I was like, gotta see why, what his background is. He'd only fucking been doing it for about a month or so, and he was giving advice for what computer you should buy. I look back, his first post from his advice was, how do I unclick my automation? It's gone grey. And I was like, what the fuck are you answering people's questions for if you've only just started? Anyway, basically, I'm trying to do this video to help people on a budget, or people who just don't know and think, oh, you need the best, when you don't. And this is my proof. I bought this desktop. I can't show you the picture because this is on recording screen, but it's a Lenovo, as you can see there. It's up from 2011. It cost me £150. That's about $200, which I've just looked up because I didn't know. And this is fucking unreal. I've got external mixer, external keyboard, a push, 2 launch controls, 2 hard drives, a guitar amp, all hooked up to this. But the main thing I want to show you is the specs of this computer, and I'll show you exactly where we're going with this. So this is, it's quite an old computer, but it's an i5. It's a fast computer, don't get me wrong. It's only small, but it's a fast computer. It's a 3.1 gigahertz, an i5, 4 core. So I see this a lot, like people going, oh, I need 24 RAM and I need 64 RAM, and you don't. I mean, the majority of producing on Ableton is CPU power. RAM is capabilities of running other things. As you'll see on this, I've loaded a lot of plugins on this to show you just what mine is capable of. But the minute I loaded the recording screen, it started taking away and glitching. So I was like, oh, that's a bit unfair because it doesn't really show you the possibilities of this computer. But when you see the amount of plugins that I'm using, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you're never going to need that many, and these are the top end plugins, and they're all running ARPs, which is arpeggios, and they are not easy to run. But anyway, so let's just go through this. So it's an Intel Core i5 2400, core at 3.1 hertz. It has a fast set rate, this as well, which is what you want to look for. Intel graphics mean nothing when recording music. Graphics are to do with like games and the screen and what you see. Graphics mean nothing on recording music, but that's just something I want to touch on. So this is what I've got. You can see what I've got hooked up here on my audio. I've got my Digi interface. Networking doesn't really matter. So look at this: 8 gig of memory RAM, 8 gig of RAM, i5 2400, 3.1 hertz at 4 times. So 369, 12.4 gigahertz core CPU at 8 gig of RAM. This is a computer from 2011. So Microsoft, all that. So this is the first, these are what I've got hooked up now, and I'm saying like, oh, you need SSD, you need the fastest thing going and all this, and you're just like, why do you? You don't need all that shit. Stop wasting your money. if you got the money, go and do it, then fair play. So my first, this was my backup drive. I got 3 of these. I run everything, samples, program libraries, projects, everything are on my external hard drives, mainly because I can move them about. The only thing I save on my main computer, which I've just worked out, is this one, Hitachi. It's a 1 terabyte. Is my plugins and all that, because I don't really have a choice. But this OEM, which I've just found out, is my 500 gig hard drive, which I've used since 2010. It's maxed out now. So you hear a lot of this, max your hard drives out and it runs slow and whatever. Toshiba, this is a recent one I bought to back up everything. This is my second one. I've got another one of these. That's a terabyte, as you can see. Oh, is that 2 terabyte or whatever? Anyway, it might be a 2 terabyte. I'm not sure. So that's me computer, £150, guys. £150 with 8 gig of RAM. 4 core. Don't get me wrong, you need the 4 cores. And obviously, i9s, i7s, go for it. I'm not saying don't, but this is just what I'm doing. And I've been doing this nearly 11 years now, and I have no problems. So this is from 2011, this computer. However, I do think, because I'm seeing a lot on the groups that I'm on, that it seems to be laptops that are struggling, and that people are having a lot of problems with Ableton 11. I'm on Ableton 10, so I can't judge that. But yeah, laptops v desktops, don't get me wrong, mine's a small one. I just think if you're going to be stuck in the same place, go for a desktop, because they just, if you've got your phone has like 8 cores, 8 gig of RAM, but it's never going to run Ableton and stuff. So I think they just put them statistics up just as, a basis of what that product is. But when you come into raw power, I think desktop is where you need the space, and you can just sit there and everything can be hooked up. I mean, I've got about 9 USBs hooked up to this computer as well. Everything's running. And I don't have no problems, but this was just a demonstration I wanted to do for you anyway. So this is a live set I've just put up just to get to it. Bored life out of you. But I've loaded up as many of the high CPU usage plugins that I could. And when I got to the end, because I got bored, it was 28. And trust me, you're not going to use 28 heavy CPU usage programs. And this is an i5 2011 computer. It cost me £150. But sadly, when I ran the debut to record this screen, it started glitching, which I thought was a bit unfair, because it's obviously now too much for the computer. So I reckon I would have got maybe a few more silence. But anyway, let's just go through quickly, and then I'll show you them playing, and then that's it. Anna, L-A-N-A 2, Slate. I have a membership to Slate because they're brilliant. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Show you quickly. Beautiful lead. So these are not all sawtooths. These are all proper shit. Nexus. I mean, Nexus is really hungry on your CPU. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. That's an ARP. Look, After Midnight 1. And next, now this is the biggie now, guys. Look how many serums are loaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 serums. All with, that's a multi, lead, bass, classic anthem. These are not like just sawtooth basic things, you know what I mean? And then, the mainstay of every track, Silent. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them up, plus my microphone. It does a little bit, but you can take that away. That's what the debut's loaded as well. But here we go. If you can see just up in the top corner, we're on 62 process, and we're getting glitching because of the debut running. But these are ARPs, guys. These are ARPs and leads and basses. These are not just simple sawtooth initial programs. And look how many's running. They're all playing. Trust me, if I switched that debut video recorder off, they would be running fine. 62% on the power. I mean, that's all you need. You're never going to need more than that. It's just a shame really that this recording program is making it glitching, but you know, what can you say? But hope that helps you with picking what you need for actual music production. Cheers.